Hello, everyone. Welcome to Isshinryu Today.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing? Hope we had a wonderful, happy, and safe Christmas.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to the new year and what the new year is going to bring to us as we close out this year. We wanted to come on tonight and do the final show of the new year, but we will be back next year, next week. Just get back on our Wednesday schedule there.
Yeah.
Coming to you live. And tonight we wanted to bring you a special show just to close out the year and tell everybody, hey, we got a few announcements of some things coming up in the new year we're excited about, and we're looking forward to traveling and seeing you in the new year. Aren't you? Is that right, Hoppy?
Absolutely.
Hoppy's here with us tonight. His shoulder's getting a little bit better each week as we go on.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of taking it easy on him. And the last couple of weeks, he had a wonderful Christmas.
I did.
I had a great Christmas. Happy to having him here, and we just had a wonderful year.
We have. I sure we've been holding me back a little bit on us doing stuff, guys, but
Yeah.
it's just one of the things. If you try to rush back, it'll cause you a longer rehab in the long run. So,
But it's great to see everybody. I'm so excited to be on tonight's show. Actually, I haven't been on here in a little while, so I'm a little nervous. So I do apologize that it's been so long, but we are here. We're going to go over a few things. We changed the background just a little bit. We put up a few things. We just turned the camera around the other side of the room because this is what we got. But I wanted you to see tonight's show when we get up and do some self-defense or kata or whatever you guys want to do. I'm going to leave it up to you. You just type it in the comments what you want to see tonight, and we'll go over it. I thought about going over some. I got some stuff that I want to go over, but we may do that. But as you can look in the background, we got some of Miss Rebecca's trophies. Of course, those aren't mine because I don't ever win nothing. That's just kidding. But we got Tatsuo Shimabuku down there in the very back, and in the orange book, our Bible was right there. So if we need something, we've got our Isshinryu Bible there,
Absolutely.
and then we got all kind of different awards. But with all that being said, I wanted to say congratulations. We know we had our banquet, our Kia Christmas banquet, and awards banquet. I want to say congratulations to all the winners. You worked hard all year long, and to be nominated for these awards, that's outstanding. And then we got to go.
Very humbling.
It is humbling, and then we got to go to the Holden Beach. We got to go to Holden Beach right after Christmas, and we had a banquet, an awards banquet down there, and it went well. And congratulations to all the recipients at the Kia number 2. But there's special things that happen during Christmas that really make your day. And I'm not talking monetarily. I'm talking about, from the heart.
Absolutely.
And this one, there's a couple things. We had some students of ours that traveled, down from. We have students travel a lot, but these traveled down in one night's notice about the banquet, and they tried to make it to the banquet. They just didn't quite get here in time, but they traveled from West Virginia, and that is Mark and Bendy Tucker. And when they got here, they got in town about the time the banquet was over. So me and Hoppy rode over to their motel room, and we gave them their awards.
Yeah.
And they gave me a big old, I'm talking a huge thing of Twinkies and some deer meat. And we just had a good time. It was great to see them. They're brand new in the system, guys. And to have that dedication to drive all the way up from the upper part of the state of West Virginia.
They're constantly messaging and calling us about material, wanting to work on something.
Yeah, daily. And
so yes, they're definitely showing that compassion.
But to have that loyalty and stuff, it brings me back to when I was traveling. So I want to say, Mark and Bendy, congratulations on your awards.
Absolutely.
Your uniforms have been ordered. They'll be here when you come on the 18th, and I'll about let the cat out of the bag, but I'm getting ready to in a little bit anyway. But before we get into all that, I want us to remember where we come from in order to know where we're going tonight. And that's the saying on the show. But I want to make some announcements, and then I'll give them my shout outs. I got home from work, and I got this in the mail. And this about made me cry, because this is a special card, and it says Isshinryu Today Podcast. And it says, attention, Kyle Forrest, but the Isshinryu Podcast isn't just Kyle Forrest, it's everybody, but I want you to know that. They sent us a card, a Christmas card, and, that touched my heart and soul.
Absolutely.
But I'll read it to you. To Kyle, Becca, and Hoppy, That's the Isshinryu Podcast. So, wishing you a very merry and bright Christmas. Merry Christmas, Margie and John Barlow. So thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful guys. Christmas card. And they are in Chestertown, Maryland. So I wanted to say thank you so much for this, because this really means the world to me and Hoppy and Miss Rebecca. And it's kind of it may not mean much to you, but to us it's really encouraging that people are supporting us and sending us things. But one thing we've got to do is, I think everyone has their pictures. So if you haven't received your picture, please send me a message either on here or in my inbox, and that's Kyle Forrest at Facebook page or the messenger, or FIA_sensei at yahoo.com. That's my email. And if you'd like for us to visit you and do a show live, we'd be more than happy to do so. All you got to do is just let us know you want us there and when you want us there, and we'll make it happen. So
we think we got everybody's pictures and autographs out, but we ain't sure if there is anybody we're missing. Like they said, we just want to make sure we get everybody's to them.
Yeah, absolutely. But Margie, thank you for that. So coming up events. The first one I think that I know about is going to be January the 18th, and that's going to be at Kyle's Isshinryu Academy right here in Lexington. And I am so excited about this seminar, and everybody on here is welcome to come. And I'm going to tell you how you can get here. Okay. I'm tickled to death because our lineup is Grandmaster Phil Little, my sensei. He's coming to my school on January the 18th. Mark that on your calendars. January 18th. It's affordable. I think we made it $55. I think it's either 50. I think it's $50. $50 for you to register. But here's the key: you do have to pre-register early. That's not but a couple of weeks away. And
guys, it's worth every penny. I mean, you're talking about top-notch instruction.
Oh man,
guys, are you kidding me,
dude? I'm telling you, he's ecstatic. I got him come to the dojo. I think it's $55. It's $55 per person, which is unbelievably rates for him. And after he teaches and after the seminar, we have axe throwing, we have roller skating, we have golf simulator, we have pickleball. We got all these activities that you can stay, and even bring your throwing knives, and we'll throw them. You ain't got to throw axes, but hopefully Hoppy's shoulder will be better, and he can throw some axes and stuff with you, because I'm gonna be throwing some knives and stars. I'm actually going to be throwing the commas, so I'm going to work on those a little bit in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, and see if I can't work on Rebecca throwing the side. Anyway, y'all come and have a good time. It's going to be a great seminar. If you want to work kata, if you want to work kumite, if you want to work self-defense and ground, this is the place to be on January 18th. And that is at the axe throwing, skating, and friction ring here in Lexington, North Carolina. I think it's 280 North Talbot Boulevard here in Lexington, North Carolina. The start time is 9 a.m. And if you would like to register, hello, how are you doing? Michael Woodall, Nicholas Woodall. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. It's going to be at 9 a.m. starting time, and you can register through Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, many different ways that you can do it. If you don't have those links to do that with, send me a message so that I can get back to you.
Figure out a way.
And we'll go ahead and get that taken care of and get your spot on the floor reserved, because it's going to be a great, great seminar. And this is every dojo. This is everywhere, all across the United States. If you want to come to this seminar, you're more than welcome. I'm opening up doors to everybody who wants to come. Even if you don't train Isshinryu, you just want to work on some self-defense, come on, see us.
It's going to be a great day.
We're going to have a great day. I'm going to let Hoppy talk about it a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm just trying, back up what my sensei said.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome, guys.
I mean, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. This will be well worth your money. That's January 18th. Put that on your calendars. I hope that this reaches a lot of people, and I hope we can get a good showing for Sensei Hunchy Little to be here. And if you want to work weapons, we can do that too. Whatever you want to work on, we'll be there working on. Okay. And then following that, coming up is the 2025. I'm reading this because I got it in the mail. 2025 Winter Shiai, and that is King George Isshinryu Karate Do. And if you don't know where this is at, it's in King George, Virginia. This is Hanshi Carl Hovey's event, and it is always first class. First class. If you want to go, it's going to be Saturday, February the 8th, 2025, where it's going to be at the King George Dojo, and that is 9100 St. Anthony's Road, King George, Virginia, 22485. The pre-registration for this event is $40, but that must be received by the 25th of January, 2025. So you got about a month there to get registered. But if you want to pay at the door there, it's $50 cash or money order, no checks at the door. They will take cash. They will take money order at the door. I don't think they have the card, so make sure that you just pull out the cash and you have it with you. HoveyCon members, if you're a HoveyCon member, your number will be provided to reserve your discount. You have to have a number. If you're a HoveyCon member, they got a certain number. You have to have that number to get your discount, but it's $35 pre-registered by January 25th and $45 at the door, no checks. Donations are accepted and appreciated. Arbitrators is Hanshi Carl Hovey and Kiyoshi Kevin Klein. But the address for that again is 6725 St. Paul's Road, King George, Virginia. And their email address is kcline@virginia.metrocast.net. So if you want to go to a Shiai or a tournament, this is a good tournament to go to, and it's very competitive. There's a lot of good competitors there. Miss Rebecca will be competing, and I'm thinking about competing. I haven't decided yet whether my shoulder will let me or not, or if I'm cleared from the doctor, but I will be there, okay? So either way, I'm going to go to it. All right, well, let's get started with our first shout-out. Of course, we want to end the year the way we started it, and our first shout-out coming up in about 15 days, we'll say 16, 17 days, will be Isshinryu's birthday. And we'll be celebrating that with our kicking off 2025 live with Hanshi Phil Little in our dojo on the 18th. But the 15th, January 15th, will be Isshinryu's birthday. And I want to make sure that we recognize that absolutely tonight. And we'll be having a special birthday show for Tatsuo. We'll be doing a lot of things with Isshinryu Karate. We'll be definitely talking about the straight punch. We'll be talking about the Su and Sukata. We'll be talking about a lot of that during that show. But I have his picture over here, so we want to say thank you to Tatsuo Shimabuku for your dream and your system so that we're able to have Isshinryu Today Podcast. Absolutely. Our second shout out tonight goes to our first generation students that train directly under Grandmaster Tatsuo Shimabuku. Thank you so much for your service. Absolutely. Number one, to our country. Number two, we want to thank you for your service in the Isshinryu community of understanding, caring enough, being passionate about Tatsuo's dream and his culture to share it in your home country. When you came back home, you decided to open up dojos, and I'm so glad you did, because that puts us here today. You know what I'm saying? So all the first generation students, thank you so much. You get a special shout out tonight as we finish out this year on the Isshinryu Today Podcast. Our third shout out tonight goes to our second generation students. This is the students like my sensei, Grandmaster Phil Little, and others throughout the country, and not just our country, but throughout the world. Second generation students learned from these first generation students. And then they took Isshinryu and spread it worldwide now.
Still trying to be a driving force to spread this stuff, you know? Yeah,
still trying to be a driving force. And that's what we're doing here. Absolutely. You know, as being
doing the same.
You know, a third generation students, which is us, we're just trying to spread the message that that Tatsuo, the first and the second, has come up with, and the format. And want to keep that format and those traditions true. And what I mean by true is we don't want to create a bunch of change. We want to keep it, the way we got it. And not saying that that's right. You may do things a little different. That's okay. That's the way you was trained. Keep it that way because that's how you keep your tradition. Keep your tradition the way you got it, okay? So when we go into tonight's program, you may move a little different than I do. You may think a little different than I do. You may have been showed something a little different than the way I do it. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's wrong, and it doesn't mean that it's right. It just means that that's the way you learned it. That's what you're accustomed to. And that's the tradition that you've got to keep alive for your sensei before you, your sensei before him, even back to the founder of Tatsuo Shimabuku.
My sensei always said tradition stands.
Tradition.
And I believe with all my heart.
And I didn't get that statement. That statement came from Tatsuo Shimabuku.
Right.
Tatsuo Shimabuku says tradition lives forever. And I
firmly believe that in my heart.
That serves true. Tradition does live. But we got to protect it and we got to preserve it.
Absolutely.
But the biggest thing is we've got to pass it. And that's
Sure.
what we got to do on shows like today is we got to pass it. We got to pass it to other people.
Absolutely.
The way that we received it.
Absolutely.
And, that's what I love about the Isshinryu system because as you get into tonight's show, we're going to see where many different things can have many different applications. A block may be a strike. You may choose to strike somewhere else, depending on your body size and stature, your speed, your capabilities, your age, a lot of different things, your handicap, whether you can sit down or stand up. It doesn't matter. You're going to make it work for you, okay? And that's what the Isshinryu system is for. But January 18th, come on down to the Ki Dojo. We'd love to have you. The Isshinryu Today Podcast will be there. Who knows? You may see your face on the screen. I don't know, but it'd be nice to have you there. And Auntie Little will be. Now we won't be airing. We'll be airing like this, but we won't be airing what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. So
you have to show up.
You have to come see it for yourself.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that's just not fair to you or anybody else that's a paying customer.
Right.
But since they don't allow for us to do videotaping anyway, so we'll be doing interviews and we'll be talking about things. But with him on the floor, we won't be having him live on the floor. Yeah. I don't mind me, but him it's a different story, and I don't want to because nobody will come to a center to sit here and watch it. And you can watch it here, but you really don't get a feel of it. You really don't get a feel of it, even on the video.
It's different really watching things on a video than actually doing it.
Yeah.
In person, it really is.
So I'm gonna take a swig of this water, drink, and I'm gonna let Hoppy talk to you for a little bit.
I don't mean to step on my sensei's toes if I have. Sometimes I just like to, iterate what you're talking about, and I get excited about all this stuff too. Aren't you coming down? My sensei, just all this stuff we got going on. I just get just excited as sensei does. Sometimes I can't hold myself back, and I'm.
So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you want to see tonight? You want to see kata? You want to see self-defense? I'm going to go through probably some kata and self-defense, and we'll just go from there. But, man, I'm telling you, I got to see my mother for Christmas. That was wonderful. And Mama Forrest is doing fine. And, man, it was just great to see her. And then I spent some time with my brother. And I got to spend some time with Hoppy too.
We did.
I'd like to see kata. Okay. Yeah. Do you have a specific kata that you'd like for me to go over, or certain moves out of kata? Because that's a broad range we have. I mean, I can do any one of them. Yeah. You want to see kata? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can do kata. I guess. The bow staff kata, I would do that if I had my bows here. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do the next show that I do. I will do Tokumini no Kun for you. The bow katas. We can start a series on doing those. If you like, I don't have the bows here, nor do I have the room. I'm in my house this evening.
Yeah, we have a fan right above us.
Nicholas, I'm gonna tell you what, buddy. If I get to swinging that thing around here, I'm liable to clean off every vase that my wife has. And there, we may not ever have another show.
Yeah, we're going to clean us all out.
She could probably do it. But I would be more than happy to do those with you. If you'd like, I'd be more than happy to do those
I'd love that too.
for you.
Yeah,
And yeah, my students love to see the bow too. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, good. As long as you're happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting ready to go get a broomstick or something if he was going to like beat me out of it, but I'm afraid in here I just don't have enough room to swing that thing. So I do apologize for that. And but we're gonna get up and do something with the katas, and I have to be careful, guys. I know y'all like to see me demonstrate on Hoppy, but I have to be careful with his shoulder and his
just the
right shoulder.
Just the right.
Okay, yeah, I gotta make sure I stay away from that.
I'm good everywhere else.
If I hit that thing, you're gonna hear him squall like a raccoon in the trash that just got electrocuted.
I don't know how my sensei dealt with it as long as he has.
So
me and him both kind of similar. We've both had a right shoulder injury.
yeah.
How this guy dealt with it, I don't know. Maybe he's a lot tougher than me.
Do you have one that you want to cover, maybe kata or something?
Man, we've been, kind of started on so-and-so.
Yeah.
We've been working our way up.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to pick me. So, I mean, I'd be happy to start on Saochin, or we can keep on working Kusanku or so-and-so. It doesn't matter to me.
Whichever
I
you
need
guys.
them all. I need them all.
Okay.
I'm good with whatever you want to do, Sensei.
Let's well, we did Nahachin. We've hit on Nahachin a lot on here. We've hit on Seisan a lot on here.
Okay, we have.
And Saochin. We haven't touched that much on Wansu or Chinto or Kusanku, but we can go over some of the moves. And what I like to do is I like to do the moves. There is a couple of things that I got a series coming up next year that I'm going to work on how to enhance your kata. And what I mean by enhance is the understanding of the movements in transition, not changing any of your movements at all, but the way you transition those movements, like pushing off one foot or the other, and how to keep your balance maintained in certain transformations within the kata, and also how it can relate to self-defense to stay balanced.
It's made a world of difference in mine. Just the little bit that I've started working on, guys.
Just a little thing.
Mine so much. Just a couple of little small, minor details make the world of difference.
Yeah. So
It's awesome.
Let's start with we'll go with Chinto. We'll start with Chinto. So in your Chinto kata, and you may start it, it may look a little different than mine or whatever, but that's irrelevant because I'm more concerned with what you're doing versus what it looks like. Really.
Right.
So Chinto, your presentation, everything's going to be done on this 45-degree angle. So when you set, this is a pull-push motion. Boom. Pull-push motion. Okay? So when I set, it's a pull-push motion. And you may come from here and a double push, that's fine. You may come around, that's fine too. I go from here to here real quickly, and then this elbow pops up. And as the elbow pops up, my foot turns, as you'll see me come into a different stance. And then I'll come up underneath. I'm in the Hachi stance right now. You can't see my feet. And then I'll open with a little shuffle step to Saochin, back to Seisan, back to Saochin. Okay? So the beginning of that kata. So we'll do it with the left arm, which is great because the way the camera's set up and where we're facing. So if he throws a punch, a lead jab or something, I want to, number one, push it out of the way and notice my body when he throws his punch real slow. I'm bringing it here as my body turns at a 45. Because when he punches, understanding this, how this works, when he punches, notice his head turns, his body turns, and his shoulders turn at a 45 as he's going to make contact when he's hitting it. So here, now I just trace it. Boom. I come into here, knocking this down as this either catches on the chin or catches in the fold of this arm. And this knee raising really pulls him to that effect. Okay? Now the elbow raises to catch him right here with a strike there to the back of the neck, and then follow to the Seisan stance goes into there. And then with Saochin, and this is where you're going to really catch him right here and just clobber him, okay? So what I'm doing there is I'm mainly focusing on protection. Boom, into that, okay? So that's from zone 3. Zone 2 is a little closer in, so if I'm getting the camera where you can see. So now we're here. So maybe he's trying to go for a headlock here with this one.
Yeah, come around.
Keep that one out of play because I don't.
Yep.
Now his shoulders hurt, so he's not using the other hand. Normally he would, but just for this, okay. What I want to do is when he goes around my head, I want to pull this. I want to pull this too into here. As this comes up over the other shoulder, okay, and then I just catch him with a forearm and push. Okay, so it's kind of a one of these. Boom! I'm hitting with this forearm into the ear here, and that was a shot. And this one comes right on this jawline, right here. Boom! As I get him with that shot right there, I'm gonna set. Okay, it's a bad little move. You have to be here.
How much I missed that.
You have to be here in person to really feel the effect of that. But that is an awesome move, and I'll do it slow. So as soon as he comes around, that's when I turn.
Okay.
And the reason why I turn is because if I stay straight, now he's able to get my back, so it bends my back backwards. But as soon as I turn, boom, we're into here. Okay, this comes either front or side, either way. If I just want to go here and knock him off, boom, into there, I can. But I like getting in here, catching him with this one, and this come over the shoulder. I'm catching right here on the jawline and right here on the jawline. As I pull him down into this, and then that forearm comes up. Now I hit Nahachi and push. What that does when I hit Nahachi and push, pushes me into him. So it's just understanding that transition of that stance.
And even though I can't use my right side either, just because where we are, if I go to hit this punch ain't gonna matter anyway, because it's not gonna get there. It's not gonna get there.
No.
It's not gonna get there in time.
Boom.
Yeah.
Bang. Okay.
Because we're in that far clinching. I mean, I'm already right here with this one, so I'll probably just trying to grab that one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that side really wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So just wanted to bring to your attention here, and it's the key part here is this, that these two are working together.
Right.
And then this one, notice the back hip. So this arm, this foot, this arm, and this foot together.
Yeah.
And then back.
And the sense too, the stances he's shifting in and out of is, I know you can't really see him, but
Okay. Just to start the kata.
Yeah.
And I can give you some more self-defense out of that if you want. Let's go with a jab here, so I can really even take it this way now. Notice I'm facing this way, but now I'll make my 45 off of this angle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This really destroys things into here. There's Gento. Now when I bring this elbow up, it becomes a little jiu-jitsu involved. So there's many applications that you can bring to the same technique, okay? If I wanted to be, maybe got in a shoving match here. He's shoving, and I'm shoving, and he shoves me, boom, and I just come with this and this at the same time. This is going his head, and this is going sinus cavity, boom, forearm, head strike, punch, okay? The shoving became to a different level, right? And those are the things that I wanted. He may come in and he may overpower, maybe shorter, maybe real short like down here, and now he's coming to overpower. Well, this works here too, right along this, that's the bad one, right along this rib cage into here, boom, there into the liver, boom, boom. Now you start working the body strikes, same techniques, body strikes, okay? Now the turn. This is a good one if you want to just learn this move alone, separate from all the other moves, but just a turn from here to here, okay? Let's say he throws that same punch, boom, and I get this block to where this hand's down and this one's here, okay? Just to turn alone, okay? From here to here when he comes, and I just, boom, I get off this block. Just to turn alone puts me in a position to where now that I'm here, notice my hands close, when I turn, puts him in a downward. That gives me in a position to get him where I need to be. Okay.
That would be
So
nasty.
just a turn can come into some jiu-jitsu. No wasted moves. If you threw it and I did it to the, let's say I did it to this side. Let's say I went this way. Oh, maybe I need to turn. I stay on his back side. Now he catches that as I come around. So there's many different things that you can use these moves for. We may be in this zone here where it's real tight to use this kata. And this is great because once this hand comes from the back to the front, this one goes across. That becomes a good choke, a very good choke, because all I do is I come from the top. I hit him right here, and I hit him right here, but then I just connect my hands and pull this down into that choke, okay? It's just a nice little choke. When I raise that elbow now, it becomes a little bit different ballgame. So just using that beginning in various different self-defense moves, okay? So going on with the rest of the kata, I guess. Okay. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. Still on that 45. All right, now we come to here again. Now this one's a little bit further distance, and the reason why I say that is because it's followed. You can either catch it with knees now and start teaching you to go low, versus pushing forward. Now you're pushing forward, so it becomes a knee strike to the lower parts of the body with the same technique. So it's a double lesson here, okay?
Right.
But then you get a jump front kick in there, or a double kick, or whatever.
Jumping knee movement.
So this is really good. This is really good for self-defense because if he does throw this punch here, that allows me to get this foot, and you can't see it, but it is bent. Right. Okay. When I do this and pull this down, even if I just control the arm, see what it does to his body? Yeah. Boom. See how I bend his leg? Mm-hmm. Now, if I get a knee strike to the back and a knee into there. I got these 2 strikes to the back of the head if I need them. So now it becomes leg play. Now it becomes, if I was going to do, some of you guys don't do jiu-jitsu, but if you do, that is an awesome move when you get in here, hook that leg and pull him to you.
Oh, absolutely.
And then once you do that, you can drop down and do your takedown. Yeah. And it's a good little takedown. This close in.
Yeah, it did pull me off balance too.
Yeah, it pulls you to me. Yeah. So it brings, what it does is it brings his hip to my hip. Right. But he's on the inside of my hip. And I've got the outside and his back side of his leg. So if I take a step forward and drop, he goes down.
Especially if he's not expecting that. You know, the hook.
He goes down. Yeah. And then if I just close my hands, I got him in a good knee bar.
If he's sitting there kind of, more concerned about the hands, he's not expecting that hook. It really, catch him off guard.
But a couple of things that you can do to get out of trouble using the beginning of this kata is, number one, is it, boom, it comes into here. That allows me to get boom into there and get right behind it. And I can get this full-on shot as I'm going by with that forearm.
That's going to be all neck and chin.
That's nasty. That's if I want to go to the outside. If I want to take him to the inside, boom. Now I go boom into that. And now we get into this. Boom. Okay. That's where I take his arm this way and strike this way. Okay. Boom. All right. So a lot of different self-defense there. So we did the turnaround, we did the jump front kick, and that's just a jump front kick where I catch him in the go if I need. This strike here, boom, or this block. A lot of people call it a block down, or next block. Then you step and block, then you punch, forearm strike. Okay, those type of moves. This boom boom is unbelievable. Let's say he's coming with this overhand strike here. Boom, see how I come up? Boom, I get him right in, bam. 1, 2, or boom. I can do a cross punch. There, wherever I want to hit it. Okay? So those down. So let's do that up to that point slow.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about some
Nice little shot. I like that.
It is a shot.
Little X block
Boom.
there. That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What it does is it comes right in there where the rib cage connects on the side.
Yeah.
That one's really separates for that one. Boom.
Yep.
Boom. Boom.
It's nice.
Into the,
I like it. I like it. I love it.
All right, so here, you can do it with a skill too.
Hey.
If your shoulders are
I can go slow with it.
Okay.
I'll try it. Yes, I can.
here, here. Then turn, down. Set. Now I bring mine off center just a little bit because I want my leg to go right by that there today. And that's that punch we just worked on.
Right.
And then this is a turn. Boom. Pull, punch, step and punch, forearm. Okay. So I just wanted to go up to, not trying to do the whole kata for you, but maybe you can use it. Maybe you're working that kata, and you like some of the stuff out of it. So using that as Shinto, it's at everything's almost, if I'm facing you straight here, everything's at that 45.
Guys,
45.
like Sensei said, when you can't see his feet, if you got the orange book, make sure you refer to what your stance should be.
Yeah.
For each move, that's so important. Your stance is so important.
Yeah, if you got the orange book, if you don't, you can order that through Hunchy Little. He has them for sale, and he'll even autograph you.
Step by step.
Autograph them for you, yeah.
Your stances are.
So,
You can see Sensei's feet when he was doing the kata. So
Yeah, so in the beginning, I went from a ready stance, and if you know your stances, you can apply it this way. I went from a ready stance to a T stance, to a Nahachin stance,
right.
to a Sauchin stance, to a Seisan stance, back to a Sauchin stance.
That's a lot of transition. I know.
Okay,
I don't think a lot of
and
people really see how much.
I can do that slow if you want me to just kind of see how I do
think
it.
they realize how fast you go through, that many stances right there. Just
I did not mean to go fast.
No,
It's
I'm
hard
saying
for
you're
me to
going
go
fast.
slow.
I'm just saying a lot of people don't realize how many
Um,
stances are right there at first.
You may have to pull the camera down.
That short little part.
Just a little
There's so many changes.
A little bit more down, right there. And
Is
yeah,
it gonna stay?
well, about right there. Anyway, you can kind of, you can't see my feet, but you can kind of see. You may have to hold it down.
No.
There you go. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll go from a tension stance to our ready stance, to our T stance, to our Naihachi stance, where my feet's turned inward, to a Sauchin stance, to a Seisan stance, back to Sauchin stance, turn, Seisan stance. So
That's awesome.
just to cover the stances of that for you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that's not the Bokata Nicholas, but it is Shinto, and it's one that I think we kind of left off. We didn't do one two really good, but we're going to go back and do all the katas
So my
this year.
apologies. When we stress stance so much. I
Yeah.
want people to really see
Right.
how many stance transitions you really go through just in that first little part.
Yeah.
How you transition so quick between the T stance and ready stance.
Right.
Seisan and Hachi.
So-
back.
I want to go over this first move, not the second one, which is the strike, but the first one, okay?
Right.
This does a lot of stuff that you really don't see, and I'm going to get a little bit of, let's see, let's put that up. Just
I need to tilt it back in.
There we go. That should be good right there. Okay, good, yeah. All right, so if we are standing here fighting and he throws a jab, boom. Notice I can pull it to me. I can, just the first hand, okay? If we are standing here and I want to catch his head, it does that too. I can catch his head, okay? It just slides up, catches his head. If we're in a situation I need to get off to the side a little bit, I can grab his throat. If I need to catch here on the way up into the liver, boom, catch that. That gives me a shot for one of these. Boom. So just using the front hand. If he had a good hand and I wanted to block with the elbow and leave this hand for this hand, boom. Now I'm able to do that if I just bring it down and around. Now I've got him into this little seat belt here to where this is where I come in under and I catch this seat belt lock right there. Okay, now I've got his arm and his neck and 45. Okay, so you start getting into some jiu-jitsu moves just by the hand of this, okay? Now, if we're sitting here and I want to get a boom, just a nice little heel palm, all I got to do is when I point this back hip, it's all the rotation of the hip. That's what gives you the power. Boom! And you feel the difference. That's a shot. That is a shot. Now,
I'll prepare myself for that.
Yeah. So I wanted you guys to kind of see that. I'm working on a little bit of Shinto kata, and those strikes can go, just.
Oh my God!
Just
the contact. I've missed it so much. I really have. I tell you, just the shoulder thing drives me crazy because I want to be able to.
I'm being nice.
I know. I'm so grateful, but I really want to be the Yuki I can normally be for Sensei, and it's so aggravating. Because I don't want things to seem telegraphed, but I can't take a shot on my right shoulder right now. And but Sensei's, I'm telling you, his self-defense is so awesome. I missed the contact. I love contact, dude. I live for it.
Yeah. So know the next show that in certain part. Now we won't do the whole show, Nicholas, but we'll do it in segments. So we'll do like the first part of Tokumini Bo. Then we'll do another part and another part. So that way, if you are practicing or you're learning it, then you can learn it through sections. I would suggest that you get your sensei to teach it to you because I don't like teaching kata on here.
Right.
I'm not using that platform for that.
Right.
I just want to talk about the moves and what we use them for. If you're going to teach it, then you probably need to get.
This is more along lines. You just need to refer back.
I don't mind just going through the kata and doing some bunkai with it, or even doing the kata. So we'll do it in sections, just like we did Shinto tonight. I'll have to remember. Hoppy will remind me. Or I'll have to go back and watch the show where we left off in Shinto. And so I would rather you, if you don't know Shinto, and that's fine, and you're like, well, I'm in the beginning stages and I haven't learned Shinto, at least learn the movement, the basic. That's why I do everything in a step-by-step thing. Absolutely. At least learn that for your self-defense, And I know you're saying this is wax on and wax off, and it kind of is. But understanding not just the straight on, the key point tonight is getting at that angle. Just that much turn. If I raise my hand on this side and I turn, it puts my hand on the opposite side of my head.
Right.
See what I'm saying? If I turn, puts it on it just by a slight turn. I can keep my hand where it's at. And that's important if I'm having to hold on to something and defend off against multiple punches. Right. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So just understanding that 45 turn and that hand stays where it's at. So when you do this kata, the hand stays and you just position yourself around it, and then when the other hand comes, that way you have something, your head behind something at all times during this kata. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when you do your punch, boom, boom. So your head is behind something at all times.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a key point. And I think the factor of the whole body, when you're talking about kata or you're talking about fighting, you want the whole body. And what I mean by the whole body arriving at the same time is if I'm here and I do this and then this, I've lost all of it. Okay. So if I'm going to bring this hand up, these legs, this leg has to match this arm. Boom. I have to, boom. And that's a good little drill that you can do for your schools. Boom. Boom. That other hip has to come into play. You see what I mean? Everything has to arrive at one time. The body should be able to change directions at any time. And when it does, it says the whole body. It don't say parts of the body. it says the body. That's the complete body.
I got to agree with Sensei. As far as learning kata, though, guys, best place to learn is from your Sensei.
Yeah.
In class. Most time, videos or something like this or something is just, if you already know the kata, you need something to kind of refer back to just to help you out on a spot you might be stuck at. But for the most part, you won't get your kata from your Sensei.
Yep.
And, learn it in person because there's so much going on here with the stance shifting and things like that. There's so much you can overlook if you ain't.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The video don't really show everything that you might need to see. So,
I mean, I can do it. I mean, just slow as slow can go. But still, yet, even on video, you have to be present for it to really understand the concept.
Since they always shows bunkai out of the first couple moves of the kata, it shows you can show you bunkai because it'll help stick in your head a lot more. If you realize what you're doing.
Not saying that's the only bunkai. That's just something.
Just something to give you an idea.
That first move, just that can do so much.
Absolutely.
I mean, it can be a block, it can be a strike, it can be a
it's
wrap, it can
endless.
be a tap, it can be whatever you want it to do.
It's endless.
But the concepts and the principles of doing that move is the focus.
Yeah.
That whole torquing motion and everything going at one time is critical when you're doing that kata, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
And it may not be worth a hill of beans, but to me, it works.
Oh, yeah. And I love it. I don't want to show reach out to everybody, but guys, there's nothing like learning kata from your sensei in person because kata's very not prestigious as far as like tournaments and stuff, but it's very personal to me. For your sensei to take time and really go through kata and applications and stuff and really see what you're doing there. It's just good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's where it's at.
All right, guys, we love you. We thank you for tuning in for another edition of Isshinryu Today. I hope you enjoyed it. Nicholas, I promised you next week, next Wednesday night, I'll have the bow and we'll be in the dojo to where we can go through some of the bow staff kata with you, okay? And thank you for tuning in with us this evening. Thank you for commenting. Guys, we love you. Hope you got your pictures. If you didn't get a picture, hit us up and we'll make sure you get one. Okay, absolutely. Just send me your address.
I can still sign.
You're welcome, my brother. You're welcome so
welcome,
much.
Guys.
I hate I didn't have enough room to do the bow, but
no, it's okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.
Absolutely, buddy. Look forward to it.
All right, guys. Kiatsu. Right? We're out. We'll see
you guys.
Bye.
Have a good New Year.